In 2025, is it possible to build a PC from the ground up in 2025 for just $100? Now, the short answer is probably not, but I got close. For everything you see on this table, I only spent $117. And just to be honest with y'all, even to get the price that low, I had to basically cheat. Now, could someone actually build a PC from the bottom up for $100? Really, it all depends on how lucky you get, the great deals that y'all find. And what I found out is you do need to get something free. Now, before I go over all the parts that's on this table and what they cost, I did want to let y'all know I did set a few ground rules for myself. One was I couldn't buy a Optiplex or any type of computer and just add a few parts to make it a gaming computer. Two, I couldn't purchase a PC and basically nitpick parts from it and just give everyone an amount or every part an amount. And three, I decided on not using Facebook Marketplace. But now that we got that all out of the way, I'm going to go over every part and what it costs me and put the PC together and see if it runs. Because honestly, I really have not tried any of these parts, especially that power supply. So, yeah, good luck to me. All right, the first deal that I got came off of AliExpress, and it's a motherboard, CPU, and RAM combo that I got for $44.73. And just to find out that price, I had to do reverse taxes because, like I said, I wasn't adding taxes to it. And when I went on AliExpress, it said it cost $47.86. And basically, you just divide that by 1 point whatever tax you pay. I pay 7%, and then you get your total, and that's $44.72. And then that 8 rounded up gives you 73 cents. But it comes with two 8 GB sticks of RAM. I don't know if you guys could see that. It comes with a motherboard, obviously, and the CPU that comes in it is an Intel Xeon E5-2650V4, and it comes with 4 slots for your RAM sticks. It does come with one SSD, and yeah, that's where you put your graphics card, and then it does come with a good amount of ports. Now, this does support DDR4. Next, I want to talk about the graphics card. Now, this only cost me $27.49. I did get it off of shopgoodwill.com, and I really took a chance with this graphics card, mainly because I didn't know what it was. In the pictures it showed, you couldn't really tell, and then the description there didn't say. And I was hoping that this was a GTX 9060 or 9070, but I did get lucky with a decent enough card that might be slightly better. Now, it's still a GTX, but it is the 1050 Ti. I was really surprised when I saw that, and yeah, I don't know if it works, but it does come with HDMI and a display port. All right, for the storage, I did end up getting a 256 GB NVMe. Now, this was pretty much the cheapest one that I could find. I did find some off of eBay for around the same price, but nothing cheaper, or not even any hard drives for 512 I found that was cheaper. Now, I could have went with 128 GB just for $2 less, but I just decided for the extra gigabytes, I'll just go with this one, and it only cost me $12.76. Now, the thing is, I'm only going to try out as many games as I could fit on this SSD when I do try out some games. So I don't know if I'm going to try out Call of Duty. Now, that is my favorite game, but Call of Duty takes a lot of gigabytes, especially if you download the full version. Now, you can just download the main game, multiplayer, or Warzone, and that will be less gigabytes. But yeah, I'm going to see how many games that I can fit and try. So you might only see maybe one game tried out, two games, or three games. But yeah, I just thought it would be fun to do that. So for the power supply, I got it off of New Egg for 19.99. Now, what's funny is the box it came shipped in was just a regular box, and that was it. It just came in a regular box and no box under that. It was just wrapped like this. Now, this is the RX 400 XT, so it is 400 watts. Now, my original plan was to get a power supply off of eBay, like an Optiplex power supply for only 300 watts, because this graphics card can only needs 300 watts. But the problem with those power supplies is they didn't come with a PCIe connector, so I would have to use an adapter, and I just didn't want to do that. So just for $5 more, or maybe $8 more, because I was finding those for like $12, but $8 more, I do get one that has that connection. Now hopefully this works, because I did have not tried it out, but good luck me. So this is where I cheated. This is where I come clean and I tell you I cheated. I got this case off of Amazon for $0. Now I got the Amazon credit card, and it gives you 5% cash back on every purchase you make on Amazon. And I have $50 of free money. That's one of the perks when you're purchasing a lot of PC parts, is you do accumulate a lot of money in rewards. Now I never suggest people get credit cards unless they are able to use them properly. I have been lucky and I have been able to use my credit cards properly. So I don't pay no interest. As soon as I buy something, I pay that card off. But yeah, I went with the Cypress 3, and I went with it just because I wanted to try it out. I could have went with a cheaper case, but I just decided to go with this one just because I wanted to work with it, work in it. And I don't know when I'm actually going to have any time to actually purchase it and be able to build a PC in it. Because to be honest with you, flipping PCs, although it has went well, it's kind of putting a little too much onto me. So I don't know how often I'm going to be flipping PCs like I have in the past. So just to get cross this one off of my list, I decided just to get it since it was free. And yeah, that's exactly how I kept the price low. Now, if you're paying attention to all the prices that I said, then you notice that I only paid basically $105. And I was like, wow, I got very close with cheating. And then I remembered that the motherboard does not come with a fan. I went back on the AliExpress and I purchased a fan for $12. There were some fans cheaper, but it only had two heatsink pipes. This one actually has 4 heatsink pipes, and it did cost me $12.46. So that brought the price up to $17 and what is it, 45 cents. But yeah, that's the 4 heat pipes. So I'm gonna build in this PC, and after I'm finished building, I'm going to try as many games that I can try on that SSD and then give you my final thoughts. So yep, till the next bit. All right, before I put the graphics card in, I do want to explain that the graphics card does need a 6-pin power adapter. Well, not adapter, but 6-pin power cord. And that's why I went with that 400 watt power supply. Also, the control panel for the on switch and the reset button, I'm not sure which one because they just didn't tell you. So I'm just guessing from all the times that I put together PCs. I'm pretty sure they're normally the same, just with 1 pin not counting. So I hope I don't fry nothing with that. But yeah, good luck.
right, so before we get into game testing, I do want to explain a couple of things. First, this is what the PC looks like. It's all blacked out, so it doesn't actually look that bad. You want to get that silver, but I actually like how it looks. Uh, I'm tending to start to like the blacked out versions just because ARGB sometimes can be very bright. Especially when you turn off all the lights and you just have your screen, the blackout just makes it look a lot better. Or when you change your colors to your lights, instead of having that ARGB just bursting into your side of your face or something like that. Two, I downloaded all the games that I could possibly, and I did get Call of Duty and I got Marvel Rivals on there, and then I did get uh in-game benchmark, Resident Evil 6 benchmark. But as you can see, as when it comes up, the disc is fully. I have 196 megabytes free of storage. So when I went to download Go XL or Go XLR, yeah, the app and everything, so I could get the sound, because that's just what I do. I just download that to the PC I'm working on, and I funnel the sound and music through that. Every time I plug it in, it just kept freezing on me. I'm guessing because I have low megabyte speeds and stuff like that. Whatever it's trying to download or upload is just slowing the PC down. So yeah, there's not gonna be any sound during this gameplay, but I'm probably just gonna put music behind that. But I just wanted to let y'all know that just because y'all can see the actual disc size.
First up was Marvel Rivals, and I tried to play it 1080p with everything on low and then performance. And I kept running into the issue. It kept saying that it ran out of RAM and it kept just crashing. So then I tried to stop a lot of the background noise, but no matter what I did, it just kept running out of RAM. So I ended up turning off MSI Afterburner, and this allowed me to play it for just a little bit. But yet again, it said the same thing and I ran out of RAM. So what I'm guessing is that the 16 gigabytes mixed with the 4 gigabytes of VRAM and everything that it's mixing in between, it's just not enough RAM to compensate for all the background noise that is happening behind the scenes. And there's just spikes in Windows. I don't know if people know, but Windows would run anything like antivirus or something would just jump up, and then yeah, I'm guessing that's what's happening, why it keeps running out of RAM. Next up, I ran Call of Duty at 1080p at the lowest settings possible and tried to get it to run. And what I found out is the lag was extreme. I don't know if y'all can actually see it, but it felt like I was shooting well behind everybody and I wasn't getting that much frames. I mean, I was getting maybe 40 to 50 frames. Sometimes it spiked over 60, but that was it. So then I switched over to 720p and actually had a better game experience. Now the frames didn't go up that much. It did maintain mostly in the 50s and it did reach 60 frames per second a little more often, but it felt a lot smoother to run, and I was actually kind of happy with this performance and whole. I knew that the 1050 Ti wasn't going to be good, so I'm surprised I could get this game and also get it on that SSD that only had 256 gigs. So the last thing that I could fit on this SSD was Resident Evil 6, and it was only the benchmark, and I had it at 1080p high settings because when I opened it up, that's what the game had it on. Now I know this isn't everybody's favorite Resident Evil, but this is all I had left to work with. And to my surprise, it actually had over 120 FPS. Although it did some funny things when it zoomed out and showed a full picture of zombies, it went down to 20 FPS. And I was wondering back in the day if that was commonplace on PC, because this did come out in 2012 and the CPU for AMD was still the FX series, and the 680 GTX by NVIDIA was the best graphics card. I know AMD had a 7970 or 7870 come out at that time, and Intel was on 4th generation. So yeah, that was the hardware back in the day. So I was pretty sure that this could run it. But yeah, on to the next bit.
All right. Hey. Oh, yo, yo, yo. All right. This PC sucks. I'm just gonna put out there, but it did get a time spy score of 2,598, and that's a cent per frame of 4 cents and 50.
4.52 cents.
That might be the best sense I have gotten. I know I haven't did this kind of format in a while. Temperature were fine on GPU side and side; those were all right. Call of Duty, yeah. Once I lowered it down to like 720p, I actually had decent a decent game. But yeah, 1080p, I couldn't do nothing. It was just laggy, spikes everywhere. It was pretty bad. um, it couldn't run Marvels. That's for VRAM. Marvels is badly optimized, and that 4 gigabytes of really this struggle on that. Well, yeah. All in all, this PC is strictly made for like Roblox and doing schoolwork, and it only costs $117. Now, I know. With the case, if you actually had to buy the case, that would have been $167. To be fair though, I would have got a case off of AliExpress just for $30. So still, this PC would have been under $150 for me personally, and I think that's a win in itself. I know I couldn't get it to $100. It's just that things just kept on stacking regardless of what it like. Think about it, like the motherboard is $40. You're not finding a motherboard, CPU, and RAM for under $40. And a motherboard alone, when I was looking at different type of motherboards, was always running around $30, no matter what cost was. I couldn't find two 8 gigabyte sticks of RAM. I could have maybe did with one for around like $12. But I couldn't find two sticks for under $20. So that was a great deal in itself. And then yeah, GPUs. I was hoping for a 570 with 8 gigabytes for like $30, but you're not finding that in today's GPU market. I guess even the lower GPUs get risen in money wise. And we're in a drought too, so yeah, I was hoping to find one of those. I could not get lucky, and trust me, it took me about a month of researching and searching for all these parts. Um, but the good thing is the power supply did not blow up. And like I was saying, when things start like even cases like $30, you're not finding a case under $30. Um, so like if you think about case, motherboard, CPU, all that $30. If you find them at a reasonable price, you're still looking at $90. So yeah, you really have to be really lucky when you're doing this stuff. Um, and my favorite game is Call of Duty, and I'm able to play it. So as long as I could play it on a game, maybe at 720p, I'll get used to it. It might even make me better. Might even make me better. But if you want a PC like this, don't do it. I don't care who you are. I don't care how much you're struggling with money. Now I say that just being in the United States. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. let me backtrack. If you want to build a PC like this, it'll work. It's not going to game, but it will work. And yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say about this. I don't even know like what can I do with it. It's just going to sit with me. I can't sell it. I might be able to like switch some parts around, like the GPU. Maybe even just scrap that entire thing and keep the case because the case is nice. That's probably the only nice thing about this is the case. But yeah, what can I do with $117 PC or $150 PC, whatever you want to call it? What can I do with it? Absolutely nothing but Roblox. You could give it to your kids, play Roblox. You could get like some work done, but yeah, just storage wise and everything like that, you're really gonna have a hard time. You're gonna be constantly downloading, on installing games. You're never gonna be able to play actually like Call of Duty with every feature on and every mode. It's just not possible because That's already 300 gigabytes. That's crazy how those games are. VRAM limitations is rough. So but yeah, this was a great experiment. I did have fun. So until next time, it's your boy Chef Boy. You a dad.